हे गाइस, स्वागत है आप सबका मेरे चैनल सुनो कहानी पे। आज मैं फर्स्ट टाइम पढ़ने आ रही हूँ वेटपैड में से स्टोरी, जो कि जानते हैं वेटपैड पे कैसी स्टोरीज होती है। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। तो इला सॉरी लीला। और यहाँ पे जो है ना, हम अपनी कोई से भी मतलब बहुत लोग अपनी स्टोरीज भी लिखते हैं और बहुत सी बुक्स होती है। तो यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ प्रोफेशनल ऑथर ही लिखते हैं, यहाँ पे नॉर्मल पीपल भी लिखते हैं और लोग पढ़ते हैं उनको। तो अगर इस ऐप में चाहें तो आप अपनी जो भी आपको लिखना चाहते हो, आपको लग रहा है कि लोग पढ़ के अच्छा महसूस करेंगे या मतलब पढ़ना चाहिए, आपके अंदर वो थोड़ा सा बहुत टैलेंट है, तो वो पता चल जाएगा आपको कि लोग पढ़ रहे हैं नहीं पढ़ रहे। तो ये एक वो टॉपिक बना रहता है, उसके अंदर लोग अपना अपना कोई भी ऐड करते रहते हैं। तो ये लीला में से मैं पढ़ने जा रही हूँ। Home used to be a place I loved. Coming home would be the highlight of my day. The sounds of family laughter and the smell of a good home cooked meal were the best parts. Never would I have ever thought the sound of shouting and glass shattering would become the new normal. I hold my pillow tighter against my ears as the sound of our once loved fine china gets thrown against the walls of the home I used to adore. No matter how much it happened, I still can't help but cry, especially knowing that it's all my fault. Knowing how much everything has changed over the past 2 years, it hurts my heart. The sound of footsteps coming up the stairs shocks me into reality. I wipe my face clean of the salty tears and blink my eyes at a rapid pace to alleviate their redness. My door opens and my mother comes stumbling in. I rush out of bed and come to her aid. My room is my only escape. I don't want it to become a place for her to take out of her frustration like the kitchen. I have been able to keep everything in my room unbroken, and I would truly love for it to stay that way. I have gone as far as keeping my own plates and cups in one of my uh, dresser drawers. All glassware gets broken if left in the kitchen. Mom, I try my hardest to hold up her drunken form. She grabs a hold of my light blonde hair to help keep herself from falling, and I bite my lips, holding back a yelp. She didn't mean to. Azzy, she slurs. We ran out of liquid. My heart falls, and I mentally scold myself for thinking that she may actually want to conserve with me about other things. I am sorry, I whisper, sitting her on the edge of my bed, unable to hold up her from that is slightly larger than mine. Go, get y- me and your father some more whiskey, she mumbles, a slow smile on her face. I push my hair behind my ears and straighten out the cloth shorts on my legs. If there is one thing I hate about living in the part of Tennessee I do, it's the easy access to moonshine. My parents' first choice of beverage. Mom, you know I can't do that. I wipe her chin length, dark brown hair away from her dull blue eyes. I remember when those eyes used to be bright. Why the hell not? My father's deep voice calls out from my doorway, causing me to jump in fright in his sudden appearance. I'm 19, remember? I remind them nervously, finding with my fingers. Donny does not care. He slurs. Go to his shop and get it. I look between the both of them, my heart beating wildly. I don't know where Donny's shop is. I mumble quietly, and my father slams his hand against my doorway, causing me to jump once more. He is not violent when sober. When drunken, he can tend to be a little bit mean to me. It's beside Iran's bed shop. He slightly glares at me. You know where that is? Go get it. I remain seated next to a mom as I look over at him placidly. All I want is for him to have at least a little bit of soberness in him to realize I really don't want to go. Go before I get my belt, he wants, and I rise up from my seat, dreadful memories of him hitting me with his belt in my mind. But it's only when he's drunk. I pull a navy sweatshirt over my head and slip on a pair of flip flops. My father hands me a crisp $20 bill and I take it reluctantly. Be careful, doll, my mother calls out as I leave my room. I pull out my phone from my sweatshirt pocket and check the time. 10:38 p.m. I make my way down the stairs and I carefully step over the broken glasses. When walking through the kitchen, I'll clean that up when I get back. I grab the keys to my beloved older model Toyota Fortuner before leaving out the front door. I enter the driver's seat and take deep breaths, my routine every time I have to drive myself somewhere. Although driving nearly sends me into having a full blown heart attack, it's not nearly as bad as riding in the passenger side. Terrible memories come with riding on the passenger side. Azzy, you want ice cream? Jack rolls his head over to me, his right arm extended and gripping loosely onto the wheel. I grin cheerfully at him. He knows how much I love ice cream. What a silly question. I shake my head at him. The cheeky grin is still present. He lets his roy bands fall down on his nose and his brown eyes peek at me over the top of him. You are crazy as. I blink my blood eyes and shake my head, clearing the memory. I park a little way out of town square. Maybe it was not the best decision though. During the daytime, town square is wonderful. It's filled with happy people walking, smiling, laughing, shopping, and having a good time. At night, the light turns off, except for a few distant light poles, and everything is just a tad dark. I have never really been a fan of the dark. I climb out of my car and land on the sidewalk at which I parked parallel to. I wrap my arms around myself in an attempt to make me feel a little less scared. Loud laughter creeps up the long street from a little ways behind me, and my heart falls to my feet. When the boutiques and store close, red streets bars open. Due to my slower pace of walking, a trait I have had since I was able to walk. The group of people soon catch up to me. My heart returns almost back to normal as they stumble past me, without sparing a glance and my way. Thank you for that one, God. I was the group of five, two girls and three boys as they continue along their journey in front of me to goodness nowhere. They seem like they all are so close friends, or maybe they are just drunk. I like to think they are friends. I imagine them having known each other since they were young kids in school. They stayed friends throughout middle school and even high school. Now, as they look as if they are around their late college years, I infer that the five of them had lost a little bit of contact and tonight they are meeting up again for a old time's sake. I hope they are remain friends. I let a sad smile reach my lips as I think over my friends group, the pillows on my bed, the feather-filled comforter, my bookcase filled with books I have read over and over, and lastly, Mr. Tariff from my one of and only favorite bookstore. Mr. Tariff is a kind-hearted man in his late 70s and he is still going strong. I have known him for many, many years and he has been a guardian figure for me for as long as I can remember. Even before mom and dad turned to be alcohol to escape what I had caused. Of course, I would have loved to have friends other than the inanimate objects and a grandfatherly bookstore owner. I have tried making friends in high school. I had just never really fit in. It seems like in the adult world, I don't fit it in either. I don't know where I belong. It's like I am so close to finding where it is, but as soon as I reach for it, I get pulled back. Most likely by my chatter or trait. I had never ever since I could talk coherent words. My Mr. Tree does not mind it much. He is also deaf in one ear, the one he turns towards me when I bubbled, but hey, it's okay. The sudden sound of can rattling against the heart sidewalk sends me back into reality. I peer up and over at the same group of five people as they sound over something I can't quite make out considering they are all so far ahead of me now. One of them throws the drink onto the object, spilling liquid all over it. Another one kicks it and I feel my heart clench. I don't know what they are kicking, but I sure it does not deserve it. Just as soon as they started, the group finished and they walk away from the object, laughing and talking like nothing happened. I speed up my pace to see what they were doing that too, and a quiet gasp escaped my lips as I realized what they were doing. An old and fragile homeless man lays on the curb, picking up a few straws out belongings as he notices me stopping in front of me. He packs up with fear, pulling his eyes. Miss, please. He raises his skinny arms. I don't mean any trouble. No, 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 I say softly. You are doing nothing wrong. His eyes remain fear stricken, and my heart hurts for the poor man who would just walk up to someone as unfortunate as him and just start beating him up for no reason. And to think I wanted that group of friends to stay friends forever. They don't deserve cow pie now. I'm not going to do what those people did. I promise. I raise my hands to show him I mean absolutely no harm. I bend down slowly and help him gather his few items. Are you okay? I question him, my tone worried. I'm okay. He gives me a little grateful smile, showing off his slightly rotting teeth. But I have never want to judge. Only the good Lord knows what this poor soul has been through. Would you like to some money for food or maybe a new coat? I question him, gripping the $20 in my sweatshirt pocket. He needs it so much more than my parents, even if it means getting it with the belt a few times. Really? He questions in astonishment, his eyes widening. You don't have to. I hand him over the $20, silently scolding myself for not being bringing my wallet with me as well. Take it, please. He takes it gently from my hands. I hope that helps you a little. Oh, yes, I will. It will. He smiles. Thank you, ma'am. You are welcome. I began walking away from him and still down toward Donny's shop. I look around for my stores. I can go into that are not bars, are not closed, and see. Look. safe enough for a small teenage girl. I pride myself on being tough, just not physically. I'm a little vertically challenged at 5 foot 2. I cry but never in front of my anyone else. Why cry and positively make someone around you upset when you can smile and maybe make someone around you happy? I pass through the main part of town square where the tall marble fountain runs, and after passing it, I began to slowly walk down the scariest part of the town square, the part where the bars are. Red Street. During the day, it's fine, and most of the places are restaurant during the day, not at night. But there is no other way to get to the other side of town square. I put on my big girl breeches and continue on my path. That is until I spot someone sitting on one of the benches far enough away from the bars that it makes me feel comfortable enough to approach them. Maybe it's another kind homeless person. A friend is a friend, whether they have a roof over their head or not. I approach the bench, and the closer I get, the more I want to turn back and walk away from the bench. More often than not, I am not a good guesser, but I guess that is this man is not homeless. As I get closer and closer, I see the defined shape of his jaw and his wonderfully sculpted arms that are shaped from a distinct light of the front of a bar. Just as I'm about to say, forget it to my let me go see if this man is homeless too idea, his head snaps to mine. The night surrounding us prevents me from seeing exactly what it looks like, but I can feel his gaze on me. It makes butterfly flutter in my tummy a little bit. Butterflies? What am I even thinking? Just so I feel better. You are not going to kidnap me right now, are you? I muttered before closing my mouth tightly. That was probably on the top of 5 list of worst things to say to a stranger who is sitting on a bench at night. He does not say anything, and I am quite thankful for that. He does not say anything. I am quite full thankful that I would not want to embarrass myself further. Don't answer that question, I decided. Don't answer that question. I decided to continue after a few more moments of silence, although I don't think he was going to eat the first place. It's very possible he is figuring out how to kidnap me right now. Very possible. Instead of me responding, he just leans back against the bench. Maybe he does not talk. He could be deaf. Or maybe he is scared of me. I don't want to scare him. I'll be on my way. I give a small smile in his direction, although he can't see it in this darkness. He can't see me and I can't see him. I could break out in a dance and he would only see my shadow. Taking a step forward, my foot catches right onto his. You know what? This would happen to me. I stick out my arms, preparing for their impact against the ground, but it never comes. Instead, the stranger and my potential kidnapper catch my body on his arm. Here, we have got a strong man here. Wow, that's my bad. I laugh it off as I stand back up straight. I am not clumsy usually, I am very steady on my feet. It's dark, you know. I'll explain for some reason, feeling like I need to do so. I hope your arms okay. Your foot too. I am wearing flip flops, so my toe is basically broken in half right now. He clears his throat, and I stuck a piece of my hair behind my ear. I am really talking to this guy's ear off right now. He could literally have a knife in his back pocket, and I'm telling him how my toe is dead. I mean, I don't know you, but the way I picture you in my mind, you don't seem like the type of wear flip flops. I don't know where that sentence came from. It was supposed to stay in my head. That's my bed right now. Right there. Are you done? The low rumble of his voice shocks me at first. I mean, I was not expecting his voice to sound so manly and just wonderful. Now I really want to see his face. Yes, I am done. I nearly faint, and he stands from his seat on the bench. The man towards towers over me. He begins to walk away. Goodbye. I call out softly, and he stops in his tracks as he passes just in front of me. I watch the outlines of his tall and muscular figure as he turns to face me. Maybe he can be my new friend. Would you maybe like to go to get some milkshake or something? I stopped talking when his footsteps began to retreat. What's wrong with me? It's like it's impossible for me to make a friend. I am not that odd, am I? I like to think I am not. I'll keep telling myself I'll stop trying, but every time I see someone new, there is just this need. I want to be liked so badly, and I don't know how to ensure that. I let out a quiet sigh and just continue down Red Street. By 11:15, I have found a small coffee shop all the way at the end of town square. I sit down in one of the booths and reflect over my life choices, the horrible and unexplainable life choices that come to me in the blink of an eye. Tonight, I chatted off a poor man's ears, a poor, seemingly attractive, tall man who was probably thinking I was a psycho person, especially considering I was walking around town square in the dark with a pair of flip flops on. I messaged my forehead Sorry, I massage my forehead and let out a quiet groan. Oh, how I wish we could all just have do-overs in life. What can I get you? An older, very tired appearing waiter moves up my table. Oh, I don't have any money. I laugh sheepishly. I am not going to order anything. Before I can finish, she walks away, leaving me feeling down and terrible about myself for the second time tonight. Man, I am just on a roll. It's time like this where I wish I could just have Mr. Terry by my side. He is really great to confide in. He actually makes it seem like he is listening. The lady from before returns to me a few minutes later, telling me that the shop is closing and I need to leave. So here I am walking back down Red Street, thinking about how I am going to break it to my father that I don't have his moonshine or his money. My eyes drift back to the bench where I met that man who did not want to have a milkshake with me. It's truly a shame on him. I would be a great milkshake drinking buddy, at least in my opinion. I still kind of want to meet him here again, though. Of course, I do. I'm all about second chance. First impressions tend to make or break any type of relationships. That's my issue. I need to work on my first impressions on people. I probably won't ever see him again. Technically, I didn't see him. I saw the outline of his body and the sound of his voice. His great voice. I need to stop. He literally said three words that were slight insult. Get ready for a lot of talking tomorrow, Mr. Terry. So, फर्स्ट चैप्टर यहाँ पे ख़त्म हो गया है. So, moving to chapter second. My thoughts. The lights in the house are still on. I turn my car off and hop out. Maybe, just maybe. They won't be mad. Maybe they just forgot to turn the light off before going to bed. I find myself wishing to be talking to the mysterious guy from earlier and not walking into my house. I carefully and slowly open up the front door and walk in as quietly as I can. From my side, I hear the sound of clearing throat. Both my mother and father stand in the kitchen, beer cans in their hands and empty ones strewn over the counters. Took you a while, my father chits and my heart picks up in pace. Where is the moonshine? My mother's slurred voice bounces off our high ceiling, causing a slight echo effect in my ears. I don't have it. I keep my eyes focused on the floor as I tell the truth. Why the hell not? I gave the money to a kind homeless man. I explained, not hesitating to lie to them. There is no point in lying. I hear the sound of the father undoing his doing his belt, and I close my eyes tightly in an attempt to keep them away from watering. I am terrified of my father when he is drunk. His dragging footsteps began toward me, and I gathered the courage to run away from him. I don't want this, any of it. I just want my normal parents back. I want my brother back. Running did not work. He just whipped the belt at my back from a longer distance. The stinging pain enters at a high level, and I fall down on my knee with a quiet cry. His large hand grabs my upper arm and he yanks me back up. The smell of beer and other strong alcohol envelopes my nose, and he folds the belt in a single time as I squirm in his hold. Daddy, please. I whimper, but I get ignored. He brings his arm back before placing the belt against my back once more. I feel my back belt with. He brings it down another time in a matter of seconds. My eyes find my mother's and she looks concerned. Concerned, but not making a move to stop him. He lets go of me and I drop to the floor, holding my back straight to keep my pain from intensifying. When we tell you to do something, he grins my chin, making sure I am looking right at him. You do it. He pushes my face away harshly before raising his arm and giving me one more whip to the back, one the most painful of all. Jack, my mother begins, her voice a little less slurred. She's learned her lesson. She's done for the night. I keep my head down low as I let out silent sobs. It's not even the pain of the belt that hurts the worst. It's the fact that this is what everything has come to since Jack went to heaven. I understand why they drink. I understand why my father does what he does. They both hurt and they take out their frustration on breakable kitchenware, and my father takes it out on me at times. I am the cause of all this, and that alone overpowers the excruciating pain radiating off my back. You don't get the drink, and you give away money. My money, my father shouts angrily as my entire back pounds and feels as hot as fire. I am sorry, I whimper through my tears, looking up at my father who stands above me. I catch a flash of remorse in his eyes, but instead of speaking over his actions, he throws the belt on the ground next to me before turning and walking out of the kitchen. Clean this up. My mother nearly trips over herself as she follows him. I look around and all the glasses from before still sits on the ground. I stand from my sitting position on the ground, moving slowly so that my back won't stretch too much, which will only make the pain 10 times worse. I then begin cleaning everything up. I often tell myself that what he does is just a parent's form of punishment. I tell myself that's a lot. Oh, Mr. Tripp, I call out, knowing he's most likely hiding from my presence. I turn a corner and run right into his tall and lean figure. I did not hear you come in, Azila. He gives me his signature. I am lying to your face smile. I am sure you did not, Mr. Tripp. I offer him a smile back. It's the hearing I am telling you. He informs me and I just nod. I am totally sure that's it. Mr. Tariff, I say as I begin helping him put books in their correct places. I work here, although it's unofficial. He won't hire me because he likes to say. He is an independent man, but I know he likes to have my help. Yes, Azila. I met a stranger yesterday, I tell him, and he shakes his head. Young one, you meet strangers often. He raises his long arm, putting a book on one of the top shelves. Shelves cover most of the store. Considering he's not the youngest man ever, most of the store books quite old. That does not keep me from loving it any less. I think it looks quite aesthetic. You are correct, Mr. Terry. I know, but this time I don't know. He was just mysterious. Not necessarily. He shakes his head and I giggle. I raise my arm to put a book on a high shelf, and when I do, my back stretches painfully. I let out a quiet hiss, and unfortunately, Mr. Tariff hears. Hmm. But he did not hear me come in apparently. What will you do to yourself? The southern roll to this. His words makes me think back of my father's voice when he is not drunk of course. I fell off my bed last night. I thankfully recovered my mistake. Can you believe me, Mr. Terry? Crazy girl. He shakes his head and I begin on a non-stop ramble about how bad frames that are shorter should be made more stylish so that I could get one like. I didn't even fall off my bed. I don't know why I began talking about wanting a shorter bed frame. You appear a little low on energy today, Azila. Mr. Terry frowns, looking down at me. Unfortunately, I was up all night, tossing and turning. When your back hurts as bad as mine does, it's hard to find a comfortable sleeping position. You are right, Mr. Terry. I nod. I'm going to take a quick trip to Town Square for some coffee. Would you like some? I'm all right, kid. He shakes his head. Go ahead and get you some cockroaches. I giggle at his name for coffee and bid goodbye. A short 5 minutes later, I pull up to the sidewalk leading to Town Square. I hop out of my foreigner and begin walking amongst the many people. I enter in the first coffee shop I see and hop right in line. Once it's my turn, I step up and smile at the cashier. Hello, I greet. I usually get the same thing when I come to coffee shop, and don't worry, it's not the complicated. Thank goodness I am not lactose intolerant or something of that nature. I would just like a small caramel iced coffee. The man looks at me with slightly widened eyes, and I feel like slapping my own forehead for going off on slight tremble. Please, I add with a sheepish smile, and he just nods, putting in my order on the touch screen computer thingy in front of him. After getting my coffee, I make my way out of the small coffee shop. I don't drink just straight coffee. I like to add a little kazam to my coffee, caramel, chocolate, anything of that nature. Really. I walk along the street of Town Square quietly humming Malibu by Mille. Serious to myself, I end up in the middle of Red Street. I guess I just want to see if that guy is still here. I don't know why he would be considering it's been a whole day, but my eyes still fall on the same bench where I first walked up to him at last night. Now an older man sits at the bench. Is that him? I mean, it can't be. This guy is not that old, but he is not really young. He is graying hair on the sides of his head and slight wrinkle on his forehead. My famous guesstimation 50-year-old. He seems nice though. I imagine him to have two fully grown kids and a loving wife. His oldest child just had a baby and now he is happy grandfather. He just got one of those grandfatherly looks. Realizing I am looking at this man a little too much, I look away. If he would have caught me, he would most likely think I am an undercover spy. Or maybe just a weird person with a staring problem. The sound of a door to one of the restaurants by day, bar by night upon sending me out of my mid ramble and back into reality. If the second of the door opening right beside me didn't send me enough into the real world, then my body clashing with someone else does. I basically record of the person's body, but I am able to keep myself standing by using my special CIA balance technique I learned from watching a CIA training documentary. I am basically qualified to be an undercover CIA spy. My coffee flops and I splashes to the ground, though apparently I am not trained quite enough to be carrying a coffee or to deal with the pain of the slashes from the belt on my back because it's returned to singing right now. Fucking watch yourself. The person grumbles angrily as I continue to wobble on my own feet. I know that voice. That voice has been stuck inside my head since last night. I know you. I turn my attention to the guy at my side. My eyes widen slightly as I take in his appearance in the light of the day. He is tall and he is muscular. He is gorgeous. He is also not that older guy sitting on the bench. His dark, deadly eyes bore into mine as I stare up at him. His eyes are black. They appear so empty and scary. I would love to know why. His dark brown hair lays floppily on his head, and his long eyelashes cast a shadow over his cheekbones. His nose is only slightly crooked, most likely a sign that it has been broken before. His light pink plump lips catch my attention next. The corner of his upper lip sits in a smaller sneer as he glares down at me, his strong jaw clenched tightly. Standing right here in front of him, the top of my head just barely reaches hardly anything past his shoulders. His voice sounds the same as it does last night. Wonderfully wonderful. His eyebrows pull down, and although I am not the greatest at reading people's expressions, I can tell he has no clue who I am. I asked you if you wanted a milkshake last night. I pursed my lips, still smiling a little, although I am trying to keep it off my face. He lets out a deep, quiet scoff, bringing his eyes to mine. I try not to nervously fidget as his eyes run up and down my body as he now realizes I am the odd girl who asked a stranger to get a milkshake. He licks the corner of his mouth before meeting my eyes once more. Why was I looking at his mouth? Because I am odd. He does not say anything. He just walks past me, slightly hitting his shoulder against my temple, nearly knocking me out for a second. Hey, watch it. Not everyone here is as tall as you, mister. A little bit of an excuse me while I pass you so that I don't knock my shoulder into your temple, possibly causing you to be knocked out for point 3 seconds. Would be a little bit more appreciated next time. I poke my temple, making sure it's not more indent than it should be. I watch this strong muscular back as he stops in his tracks, his black shirt nearly matching the intricate tattoo sleeves on his arm. That's so super cool. He turns back around and I make a yak's face as he steps in front of me, looking directly down at me. His lips part the slightest bit as he glares down at me, his eyes seemingly traveling all over my face, looking for what I have no clue. Maybe I have got coffee on my face. It did splash quite a bit when it fell. You are lucky, his deep voice rumbles quietly. Lucky for what? Last time I checked, my caramel iced coffee was spilled all over the ground. Actually, he is right. I am lucky to be conscious and not knocked out. Your eyelashes are too long for you. Our own good? Too long for your own good. I reply back at him, not necessarily meaning to let my thoughts run out of my mouth. His glares only depends. What a creepy way to take a compliment. Well, it was kind of compliment, I guess. I sort of insinuated that he did not deserve those eyelashes. Not that you don't deserve them, I attempt to save myself. I don't think CIA training videos can save me from him if he really wants to hurt me. I can't even successfully run away from my drunken father. Did those hurt? I pointed his tattoo arm, changing the subject to lessen the chance of me further embarrassing myself. He walks away once more, maybe he is shy. I quickly pick up my coffee and catch up with him. I am sorry for bumping into you, or not watching where I was going, or for not seeing you open the door. And for kind insulting you, I apologize, keeping up with his long streets to the best of my ability. He is not getting away from me without an apology. He only stays silent, either ignoring me or, well, he is most likely ignoring me. I don't let that affect me anymore. I have gotten used to it by now. Most of the time, when someone apologizes, the person they are apologizing to usually says something like, "It's okay." I guide him and he turns his glare back to me. I nearly sink down at the deadly looks they keep giving me. "Why do you keep talking?" he growls out. "One simple reason. There is no one else to talk to." It's now that I realize I don't know his name. He also doesn't know mine. "What's your name?" I question, tightening my head up to see the side of his face as I trail up after him. He remains quiet, or he is ignoring my presence. He might have not heard me, but for some reason I think he heard me just fine. "It's nice to meet you, Silence. I am Azila." I smile slightly, giggling at my own joke. I think he thinks my joke is funny because he glares down at me. He does not laugh, but that's okay. Mr. Terry would be proud of me for making such a dad joke. Maybe his mother told him to not talk to strangers. I should probably take that advice actually. I continue to follow his long streets, but now I am begging I am beginning to rethink my decision. He could be leading me to an alley to chop my esophagus out. Where where are you headed? I ask in my casualties of voice. Away from you, he replies rudely, and I push aside the flickers of pain in my heart. Would me buying you a milkshake change your mind? I offer before realizing it sounds like I'm trying to pick him up. I am not a pimp, I swear. He is silent once again. But he takes a turn, and we arrive in front of the greatest milkshake place in all of teenage mama, mom's milkshake. Just because the name is less than great does not mean the milkshakes are bad. I crack my knuckles in excitement and grab the handle to the door. Thank you for coming here with me, I tell him as I walk through it, holding it open for him to come in as well. I turn around to catch his reaction, but he is nowhere to be found. Ouch! I reopen the door and catch back up with his retreating figure. He could have just told me he did not want to have milkshake with me. Your manners are not very good. I place myself in front of his large frame, keeping him from walking my any further. Unlike most people on earth, he does not stop walking when I stand in front of him. He is like a bulldozer. He walks right into me and to keep my balance, I grab the front of his shirt. His strong tattooed arm wraps around my waist, keeping me up and pressed against him. Godness me. How old are you? His eyes fall to mine, and although I have seen their darkness before, it still shocks me. Old enough to know better than to follow mysterious strangers. 19. I mumble, and his eyes fall to below my neckline. If I get a milkshake with you, will you fuck off? He questions loyally. Probably not. To below my neckline. If I get a milkshake with you, will you fuck off? He questioned loyally. Probably not. I will not. So, दो चैप्टर पढ़ लिए हमने, खत्म हो गई और दिस इज माय फर्स्ट टाइम टू रीडिंग फ्रॉम द Wattpad, विच इज एवरीवन नो. सो बताना आपको कैसा लग रहा है, और कभी कभी नई चीज़ें ट्राई करते रहनी चाहिए. वैसे तो मैनी पीपल रिकमेंड दैट Wattpad स्टोरीज आर मोर रोमांटिक बट अभी तक तो सब सही चल रहा है. मतलब ठीक है. Wattpad में क्या होता है कि अब जैसे बुक्स में इतनी आराम से कोई भी स्ट्रेंजर से ऐसे बात नहीं करता, बट इसमें नॉर्मल पीपल भी अपने थॉट्स वगैरह लिख देते हैं. और ये शायद एस्लीन मोंटोगोमेरी, जो भी नाम है, सॉरी एस्लीन, ओके, एस्लीन ने लिखा है. तो देखते हैं. अभी तक तो 2 चैप्टर सही लग रहा है. आई नो कि बहुत जल्दी जल्दी फास्ट सब हो रहा है, बट देखते हैं कहानी कहाँ पे ख़त्म होती है. मिलते हैं आपको नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. 2 चैप्टर हो गए हैं. सो सी यू इन नेक्स्ट वीडियो. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग.